So my voice is a bit weird. I'm having a cold. It's getting better, but I'm not there yet. But anyway, the song I'm working on now was inspired by the Impossible Staircase, which was designed by a Swedish artist called Oscar Roydesvart or something like that. I don't know how you would pronounce it. And later by mathematician Lionel Penrose and his son Roger Penrose. And they were also responsible for the Impossible Triangle, which happens to be on the first album cover of the first Inventions CD. But anyway, the Impossible Staircase is kind of like a staircase which goes on and on and on and doesn't really have a beginning or an end. It just keeps going round and round. And this idea was also made famous by a Dutch artist called MC Escher, which I'm a big fan of. So I used that idea as a kind of starting point for this song. So to begin with, the lyrics of the song treat this theme as a kind of metaphor for being trapped in a system which presents the illusion of growth or improvement but never really gets anywhere. So in that sense, this song is also a bit connected to the previous song. And this is also how a lot of people view modern society, like we're kind of in a mouse mill and we're running and we're being promised a better future, but it's never really delivered. Or we keep chasing new goals, whether this is in your career or your material belongings, and once you've achieved your goal, there is always a new goal which you will have to chase after that, and a new one after that, and so on. So in the case of the mouse mill, we just keep running and running, or in case of the Impossible Staircase, we just keep climbing and climbing, but we never really get up. So I was thinking about how to illustrate an impossible staircase in music, and I figured, well, first of all, I should start with a possible staircase instead of an impossible staircase, and maybe just one step in the stairs. So in this case we have this. 4 very simple chords which basically represent one square tile in the stairs. And then I just go up a step by modulating the whole thing, and I go up again. So at least now you get the feeling of going upward in steps. And of course the difference between an impossible staircase and a possible staircase is that the impossible staircase only seems to go up without ever really going up. And in the same way as I did with the shepherd tone episode from a while back, I use all kinds of octave jumps and chord inversions to create the illusion of going up without ever having to really go up. And of course in the song itself I don't play it like this. But at least now we have a kind of harmonic basis to make the rest of the piece.
We're climbing up the endless steps onto the top. We're caught in a trap. The door is just around the bend. The golden dust at rainbow's end.
And for the drums I wanted to have a kind of hybrid between acoustic sounds and electronic sounds, which together must still appear to be one instrument. And I've also kind of developed further on the idea of interlocking rhythms, which I talked about in previous episode. And in this case the electronic sounds are kind of mirroring the acoustic sounds and the other way around. And for the guitars in this song there are 2 parts. There's a guitar on the left and the guitar on the right, and they're actually playing in a kind of canon, which means that the guitar on the left is playing the same notes as the guitar on the right, only a bar later. And he may play an octave higher or an octave lower, but the notes remain the same. And also they must play notes which fit the chord progression I talked about earlier. So it was a bit of a puzzle to put it together, but sounds like this. You can hear that they are playing an interlocking rhythm. That means when you look at just one bar, the rhythm seems to be mirrored across. So again. And later on the guitars are also doubled by two synthesizers, basically just the synthesizer built in Reaper in my software, playing a really simple sine wave sound. Actually, I've noticed that lately this sound, just a really simple sine wave, is now maybe more popular than ever. It's in a lot of different well-known pop hit songs. Sine wave. Sine wave. Sine wave. So I figured if I just add enough sine waves and my sine waves make just as much money as their sine waves, then perhaps I can soon buy more guitars, which is of course the ultimate goal of this project.